What's going on, everyone? How you doing? It's Jordan here. We're back for the Song from Nothing episode 3, um, where I make a song from scratch, absolute scratch, no preconceived ideas. It's exciting because I don't even know what I'm going to be doing, um, which I think is cool because that's the beauty in life. Do you know what I mean? Taking risks, being in the unknown. Um, I want to say I'm working on a few things. I've got a new mic. Hopefully there's I've seen a lot of complaints about the noise gate on the mic. I've got a new mic. I'm coming prepared. I'm listening to the advice of the audience, and I'm trying to do my best to make everybody happy. Welcome to the third episode. So it's a tradition here where it started on episode 1 where I made a song and people I would post the song on SoundCloud and people did their favorite. Sorry, not their favorite. Their like rendition of a vocal performance or a instrumental performance over the song, and I would play my favorites on the next episode of each week. So it's episode 3, and I'm playing now a couple of my favorites submissions from the previous challenge. I got to say I'm really impressed with people that firstly find the time to do this. I'm very humbled. People that are singing on these sort of tunes, because this is fun. I would be making music anyway, so I thought, why not be making music in front of a live audience? The pressure. But people are putting themselves out there, recording their takes, posting it on Instagram and tagging me. And I've watched everyone, and I'm really impressed especially with the last track, because there's a lot of moving harmony and it's not a stereotypical format. So I'm very, very proud of you all. Wait a second, everybody. I'm just going to see if I can possibly... I noticed someone just said no bots this time. I'm trying to be on that. I'm trying to get a moderator in the chat, but it seems to be not working. But it's cool. I will handle the bots. Don't you worry. Okay. So I want to start off the session by playing my 2 favorite submissions of the week. Starting out with a guy called Jed Bevington. I think it's viola or violin. I don't know. A string instrument. Here we go. It's sick. I think it's just generally sick, the fact that anyone is playing on the song, because once again I'm honored, but I love hearing different takes of what people did. I had a lot of vocalists that jumped on it, and what he did was cool. I think a lot of people, maybe as the weeks go on, will add differently, but interesting to hear him layer some pads underneath, start off with a rhythmic device, building tension, creating into a melodic idea, creating harmony. Beautiful stuff. Jed Bevington. His will be in the YouTube description. Lovely. And this next person is called Printer Music, and he's a drummer from somewhere in the world. Sick. I mean, the tough thing is people are doing 2.5-minute performances. I'm watching all of them. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to share everything in full. on this section, but it's cool. I want to shout out one more time to everyone that jumped on that track. Keep jumping on it. I'm going to keep releasing these songs onto SoundCloud for free download. You can even just have it. Don't release it. Just have a play with it. Write some music while we're all in isolation. Okay. I'm going to try and answer more questions this time. Hopefully there's no chatbots. I'll work on it. Hopefully my computer doesn't freeze. That's fine. We're learning as we go. And we're going to start with music. What do we do? I have no idea what I'm going to do. Let's look through some sounds. We've got claps. We've got one shots. We've got claps. Maybe because I've searched claps. I think I want to start on something different today. I think I want to show you a different technique. Because basically last few weeks we've been drag and dropping the drums, and I thought, I mean, I could do that. That's my usual way of working, but let's find a drum loop. Someone said, please do a D'Angelo type of beat, as if it's easily possible to make D'Angelo in an hour and a half. We'll try. So let's get this drum beat. Don't import the tempo settings. Actually, what are the tempo settings? No. Let's import the tempo settings. What? 100. Yeah. So this is big. Big tricks coming up, people. You get a drum loop. Now what we want to do is we want to get each individual drum hit and turn it into a sampled drum beat of which we can play with our fingers. First things first. Select the drum loop, Control E. Set to transient markers. It will create, all of these will be created from this drum loop here. So all these transients here, if I get the MIDI keyboard up, go into here, make all of it one shot. So it's basically, it rings out, if you know what I mean. Turn the pitch off because you want the pitch to be relative to where it's played. And now you can get a MIDI controller and you should be able to play all the drum things I ever did. Super easy. Honestly, speeds it up. A lot of people like drag their favorite sounds into EXS or into some sort of drum sequencer. This is a good tool to do it. Just like drag a drum loop in. Don't even worry about listening to it. Control E, chop to transients, get it in EXS. Put the one shot on. So the tempo is 100. I'm just going to find some hi-hats. I always start with the hi-hats. I'm just going to level out. I'm trying to like level them out so that there's a consistent tone. Beautiful stuff. We got the hi-hats. Now let's get a rhythm. I want to get my click popping with division on. Custom. The division should be 8, so it should just be double click. Okay, let's get a loop out of that. That's fine with me. Some notes to clean up. Let's go find them. That one. You never want to be early. Now we create another channel so that we can do each individual sound differently. Actually, let's get an enveloper on this. You know what's coming up. Roll the lows. Someone taught me a trick recently where you double click the end. God, I never work in MIDI, so it's interesting to do this. What do you do? J? Let's bounce it in place. No, let's not bounce it in place because it's MIDI. So now I've got two different kicks. I've got a kick here. I mean, I'll turn the Pro Q off. So I'm trying to find different kicks with different velocities. And I mean, you could even turn the velocity down of individual kicks, like this one, by going volume here. And that way, again, you get that ghost note feel. Let's get that hip hop groove popping. I'm just going to do a loop and find a good loop. I don't know what's happening. Let's go for it. Okay, put that E key back on. Cool. Let's go with that for now. Lovely. That ghost note at the end should be lower in velocity. Okay, we're going to loop that. Bring it to there. Control L to solidify the loops. Now, I'm just going to go back to reading questions because I know I missed a lot of questions last time. How do you do the quick copy and paste? Do you mean like someone just said, how do you do the quick copy and paste? Do you mean like holding Option and doing that? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean pressing L and then you can hold Option and cut the loop in wherever it is? Is that what you mean? Or you could go Apple R. There's lots of different tools. Someone said over the part. Okay. Thanks everybody for the kind word. Hey Jordan, where do you get your drum loops? I went through Splice. I also have a collection of drum loops I've collected over the years. Let's get another kick going though. Let's layer this with another kick. Let's start EXS24 again. It can be mono. Let's get, if we go all files, desktop, kick. Nice sustain on that kick. I think they're my drummers. Jim McRae's like special kicks that he uses. Shout out to Jim McRae if he's watching. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt he's watching. All the same velocity. Maybe like 40. Operate only. Goo. There's like a goo. Okay, cool. Fourth to the 8. Loop it. Control L, solidify the loop, join it. Let's join this. Let's get some claps going. That's probably like a loop of claps I had back in the days. Let's get that on the 2 and 4. Okay. We're going straight in, people. We're on the drums. No mucking about. Straight in. This is how I do drums with the drag and drop technique. That way you can like basically visualize the clap in an area. Then you can just press L, get to the loop, Control L, J. That's like a Public Enemy sort of snares, and it's quite heavy. This is an enveloper. I'm just going to put this, and I'm sharpening the transient. I'm making the transient quicker and turning down the sustain of the snare. So versus. This gets it tight, you know what I mean? Layer that with a clap. We sort of need another clap that's stereo. Let's see if I got some more claps. That's cool. It might be a problem because of the reverb, but the sustain might be able to be fixed. Let's get this one. Going a bit before there. I'm going to drag it to the same 2 and 4, join it. Create the silence, cut the silence, either side of the thing, rejoin it. That should give you a 2-bar loop. Cut it, loop it, get to the end of the loop, cut the loop, Apple L, Control L, J. We've got the claps. This should be a stereo clap. Now we need to affect it. Okay. I think that I know a lot of producers that I know do is a way of getting stereo. There's 2 ways that I would get stereo. You could put chorus on that clap. Risky because phasing. This is also a phasing problem, but you can sample delay the clap. And you're just basically delaying the sample. It's as simple as that to the other ear, so it gets a snap. Versus. Do you know what I mean? But that might be too much. Now we need to, so this microphone's in the way of my viewpoint because I'm trying to get the good quality microphone for the people. Got it from my studio. Okay. Let's get hi-hats. I don't like that last hi-hat. That's fine. I realize MIDI is quite easy to work in because you can just... It's funny, the second one, I always think the second 8th note should be lazy. You can hold Option and go left and right, and you can move this, you can slightly nudge it. So that's too lazy because that's on the 1. Do you know what I mean? Okay, that's probably going to be the hi-hat pattern. Let's do it differently. Okay, I'm going to answer questions now. Okay. Someone said, will we have the pleasure of seeing this DJ Stovetop today? Sadly not, Rob Law. Sadly not. Anyone play with Steven Slate plugins? I have. They're really good. They're really good. Virtual Mix Tracks is amazing. The Verb Suite's amazing. It's amazing. Basically, what program am I using to stream? I'm going Logic straight into OBS, which is going into YouTube Live. Hey Jordan, my samples don't play on the Logic Explorer. Do you have any idea how I can fix this? Sadly, I don't. I had that same problem as well. That's why I've started getting my samples from the Finder. You can do this, I'm sure you know, but you can go Desktop, Finder. Let's get like kits. You can go through like your sounds by pressing spacebar. It might be really loud, beware. So you can just press spacebar and go down that way. Cool. Do you save groove pools? Not sure what you mean. Okay, not sure what you mean. Any more questions? Cool. Not sure about this kick groove now. I'm doing another kick groove. Bam. Wait. Cool, let's go for it. I just saw a comment mid drum take where someone was like, "Can you give it a drum progressive metal fill that fills the measure of 4?" That made me laugh. Something that Jay Dilla used to do back in the day would he would do a whole drum take for 2.5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Playing the drums the whole time. So I'm just gonna leave that how it is. This ghost needs to be quieter. That's the only thing. The ghost has to be quiet. Why is it all 100 velocity? So I got this kick for the low end. Let's call it low kick. Also, let's save this. I've got sort of like a full kick. I think we could get another kick. Let's delete this. Open it up again. If there's a shortcut for doing that, please tell me. Let's go for, I think I got like a Pete Rock. That's what we need. We need like a really shit sounding high kick, basically. Yeah, I thought I'd make something a bit more palatable this time because so what I need to do is listen to it without that and slowly fade it in until it's at a point where it's bright enough. So again, I'm just taking the sustain off the kicks. I want it to be like locked and tight, and then I slowly fade in the bright kick. Okay. So let's do it again. Let's get a shaker. But one shaker. Okay, that one. that one. Same thing. You got two different shakers. Select both. Control E. But this time we can do regions because we know for sure these are the transients. If you know what I mean, I just dragged in two different samples. Cool. We got the regions here. Now these should be on my keyboard. But I need to make them one shot each one. Turn the pitch off each one. Close it. Save it. Close it. Turn it right down. This is going to sit back in the mix to get a bit more swing. Human element, you just need to play it in. That's cool. I mean, is it though? That's the question. That doesn't matter. Let's just power on. This could be lazier. Okay, cool. Someone said cowbell. Do you get most of your samples from Splice, or do you use a drum pad and MIDI key to record drums? I actually always drag and drop my drums. The reason why, I'll just do a quick version now. If I just say kick. Oh, that's something. Oh, maybe later. So let's do that kick. Let's say snare. And I got. I like to do this where I'm going kick. Let's solo these two. Wait, where's the 2 and 4? Oh, here it is. So I'm like, I drag along like this. Do you know what I mean? That's a shit sounding kick. Let's fix it. Let's fix it ASAP. This is just an example. We're not going to use this. But you can, therefore, you can like visualize where the sound is coming on the grid. That still sounds horrible. And then you can go like boom, boka, boom, boom. So if you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're like, and that's, so that's the way I usually do drums. But also I usually record live drums. But for the sake of a song from nothing, we're going to do this right from the DIY vibes. Okay, let's get some more questions. Let's get the woodblock up in there. Someone said, let's get the woodblock. Okay, why not? This is a collaborative experience. Not sure about that woodblock. Let's see if there's a woodblock in my desktop. That's gonna have to do. But because of this experiment, let's play it in. So we go Control E, regions, boom, it should be there. Make it on one shot. Turn it. Let's turn it right down. Oh, first things first, let's turn off that counting. Okay. Cool. We're going to bounce that in place. I think that vibe is fine. Let's check. We're going to loop it. Oh shit, that's not a proper loop. Let's get that properly cut at the perfect bit. Loop it. Apple L, Control L, J, join it. Should be there. Let's get rid of these shakers. Let's save some space because last time it crashed so hard. Someone said I don't like the wood block. Oh, come on, man. This shit's fire. We'll keep it in there for now. When's my birthday? May 23rd. What's that Oxford plugin you're using on the kicks? So this Oxford plugin is called Oxford Involution. And let's get it on this kick so we can hear it. So without the, it'll sound like this. Personally, I like the kick to be short release. So automatically I've kept the transient the same because it's already quite punchy. But I've just taken all of that sustain off. I mean, you can go even more extreme. And now it sounds like this. Same thing with the snare. I think the snare is this one. Same thing. I've smashed the attack and turned down the sustain. Otherwise, it sounds like this. Cool. Any questions? What do you think about Ableton? I use Ableton sometimes. We used to have a bit of like stuff Ableton in the live show, and it's cool. But I prefer working like this. Let's delete this. I'm gonna bounce all of this in place so that I have space. I think all the rest is audio. I'm pretty sure. Let's just bounce all these kicks in one file. Save that space. Bold decision, but let's go for it. I'm just doing this to save space because I know if you have a lot of samplers up, you're gonna want to be bouncing MIDI into audio. What's this? The snare? Hi-hat? Let's commit to that. That's what we're doing, people. We're committing to ideas. Delete the hi-hat. Let's call it hi-hat. This is the thing I hate playing hi-hat in because that sounds like a stale vibe, but I know a lot of hip-hop is like same velocity. I like sampling my hi-hats, or we like recording real drums. Do you know what? I think I agree with that one guy. I think the woodblock's gone. Shout out to Street Rat who's joined the chat. He taught me how to use OBS. I'm deleting the woodblock, people. It's gone. Cool. Now what we need to do is let's get into the harmony. Let's just get a piano up for now. Play around with these chords. This is a good tip, everyone. Instead of going like this, so let's cut everything to the perfect thing. Instead of going like this and constantly dragging stuff over, you're like, oh god, okay, double chorus, okay, blah blah blah. What you can do is go to this tool here, if you can see it on the screen. It's going to go repeat section, so any highlighted section it'll repeat. So you can go set locators over that section, repeat section, and you can even do it to the big amount, and that way you can just get the ideas pumping. Okay, that's a lot of drums though, but for now it's good to get the vibe. I'm just going to play piano, see what happens. Wish me luck. Annoyingly, this is all I have to work with. A couple keys. Sorry, I'm just having a look at some comments. Who mixes and mastered your records? Jim McRae, my drummer, has done all the mixing of Cloak, Wallflower, and Origin, along with like maybe 10% of my input. But I would deliver Jim like a lot of the songs, and he would make it sound tight. Jim McRae, hit him up if you need your shit mixed and mastered. And who mastered it was a guy called Matt Colton, based in London. Okay. Any more questions, people? No, someone said Command R to repeat whatever you highlight. That's possible. Let me explain why that's more complicated. You got something like this. Now, you have one part there that is not a whole 16 bars. If you command R that, it would only go there. However, hold on, unless you can do this. That's some game-changing shit, bro. However, that's difficult when there's lots of like broken up files like this, and you're needing to like highlight everything to command R it. It's always easier to set locator over a section, repeat a section. I'm telling you, that shit changed the game for me. Do you meditate? Yes, I do. Have you used MainStage Live? No, I haven't. Cool. I always use monitors to make music, but I'm just doing it at home because I'm in lockdown. So, okay, let me play through the keys. I'm just going to do that. We have to commit. We've got to power through this. I can't play this piano. I want to like have a like, I think that's an odd timing. Is that the one? 5 bones in the ears. Yeah, that's a 7-bar loop. What? Someone said, what piano am I using? This is a Arturia. It comes with the Arturia package. I think it's called the Arturia 5 package. It's just the piano, V2. I always say record a real piano. That's what I would say. But for the sake and purposes, we're going to play with a fake piano. Okay? Yeah, 7, or you could say the extra 2 bars. Let's just keep that for now. Let's loop that. Let's do some bass. I've got my bass with me today. What channel is it in? Channel 2. Fire to rain. Okay. It's noisy though. That's the problem. Let's tune it because I haven't prepared, obviously, because this is all a song from nothing. We do it from scratch. Getting back. That's enough for me. I'm going to delete all that. God, this fucking headphone jack's like in my bass. Let's get around that way. Okay. We've got to move on. We've got to power through. I can't be holding this up for the people. Okay, cool. Any questions? Any tips on eliminating the white noise and hiss when going? Yeah, well, this is only noisy, I think, because it's next to my computer. I think the further away I go, it's fine. Any tips? No, I think maybe shift the position, turn the lights off, because the lights have an impact as well. Cool. Back to the wood block. No, sorry, mate. What's the bass signal chain? Literally, the bass into my UAD Apollo. Sadly, that's all I got. Someone said, do you usually have this high-paced production speed? Sort of. I usually... Hold on, let me just turn this bass off. I like to work quickly in general. I like to commit to ideas quickly in general. And then you can just... you can power on with the next idea. Otherwise, you're stuck. You get stuck on something, so... That's early, that. Or too late, I think. Nudge it. Oh, shit, what? I know it's blasphemy to like edit audio like this, but it needs to be done for vibe. Vibe's more important. What? Where's the kick? If that's the kick. Fuck it, I'm gonna leave it. Let's get the keys back up, but a different sound. I've been really digging this sound on the Mellotron, actually. I think it's like the... Any questions? Do you usually normally have a DI for bass? Yeah, but I run it into my BAE preamp, which is like a Neve clone preamp. That's all you need, man. Cool. Now I need that 1, 2, 4 back in. Don't like that last chord. Ba, ba. Maybe a D on top. I need to put MIDI chase on. I think it's in file, project settings, MIDI chase on. Let's cut this to there. Cut. Cool. How's the start of this file going? For some reason, it's always early. Let's quantize it. Just quantize that note. Oh wait, did I quantize all of it? Because that's not what I want. You know, just this note. Cool. Sounds of the way he's palmed on this sweater already. I don't know. I was thinking of that mum spaghetti. Let's get a chorus on it. Microshift's a good chorus. Slightly tight though. Cool. Let's go audio 3 and 4. Let's get the Juno popping, baby. Hold on, okay, let's get some questions. You can just hit Q to quantize, by the way, because I don't usually use MIDI. That's why I don't know that game. The 5 chord always runs the result of the 1. Well, that's why. Any questions? Do you count your head while you're recording? Are the 3rd and 4th chords dominants? So the first chord is, we got E flat minor 9, and we got C major 13 or B flat over C. Then we got F7 into F sharp 6 with a 9 in there. I don't know what that's called. And then we're going into the E, classic da da, the E flat, which is a 5, but then it resolves to the minor. Complicated. Any questions? Jordan, totally in love. Cool. Do you play FIFA? Not anymore, sadly. Do you use microshift to get your mixins widened? I mainly just use it for not the whole mix, just individuals. Like that had to be widened. It sounded a bit stale in mono. Versus, I mean, it's really subtle, but I like it. Oh God. that E flat, basically that E flat dominant at the end, it's got to have a suction every time, resolving back into the minor. I'll get there. We'll get there. Let's chuck this in. Weird. I'm going to an E flat major now, actually. Let me do that again. Interesting. Let's just go with it. Cool. We're not showing any signs of bots, or are we? No, not yet. Which is a good thing. Oh, Bill Withers. Oh yeah, rest in peace, Bill Withers. That's so sad. Shout out to Bill Withers. Monday morning Harlem. Monday morning Harlem. These could all sit back. I don't have the time. Let's just delay them. Let's get a swell on that chord. Someone just said, how did you get that double click metronome? What you need to do is you go to metronome settings here, you go division, and then you're probably going to find it's crazy fast. You need to change the division here. To do that, you need to go to custom so you can see more settings. And then we're going to go to eighth notes, which is the double time, essentially. If that makes sense, I hope it did. That needs to be like a piano. Fire burn me so that I would await again for me. Hey, that's a sick chorus. Yo. Summer limits fist like wave force, me without tense like This is a silly idea. It's just to get a bit more of a thump into that swing, into that drop. And then it could be like, and then obviously now 1, 2, split. This drop could be like, and this shaker, where's that shaker at? But let's stretch it out. Get the tremolo happening on it. One, two, three, four, 1, 2, 3, 4, triple. But let's make the phase, I think it's 0. So now this is where it gets a bit tough. I won't be able to do this on. So we're gonna fade in the depth, keep this smoothing hard, but fade in the depth so that it. Let's just give it a try. I missed it. I totally missed it, but that's fine because because I latched it, we can automate it, and then we're just gonna get a nice solid. Fire most of my. Has a nice touch. Do you know what I mean? Cool. Someone said when you have your bass idea down with a MIDI piano, would you usually go and record it in the studio? Definitely. And I'll do a whole take so that it has a bit more variety. But this is sort of like demo creation, if you know what I mean. Also, this same bass line I would give to a much better bass player who would mostly play this bass line. But for example, they might go. They have that knowledge of the fingerboard. Thing is, Jacob Collier can do all of that, so he doesn't need to give it to anyone else. But I can't. I can't at all. Not sure about that. I'm just gonna sound shift it down an octave, maybe. Really low. Rolled off that top end stuff. Hey? That could be the chorus. Vibrant ocean waves so turn, wake my mistake. You say I should go my way. She don't wanna make suffer landsmen for me. My love will take it slow. That's cool. We'll get there. I think there needs to be a few more layers. but not really in this sort of genre of music. I'll get the guitar out. Why not? Let me get some more room. This is hold on a second. Okay, we got the guitar out, baby. Right, we're gonna create a new bass channel because I know it's the same input. Now let me just go turn it down in here. I think I've got it compressed. Oh wait, shit. That was my vocal. Cool. We need to tune it as well. Let's just talk through some questions. Someone said, where are you streaming from? I'm streaming from my bedroom. I'm streaming from my second bedroom, not my main bedroom where I sleep at night. Okay. Right now I'm just going my guitar clean into Logic because I'm going to do something to it later. I'm just going to see what I do. Gonna get that funky stuff. Let's go with that take. Burn. Yeah. I just want to envelope it to get like that. just going through and comping the guitar takes. So you did 6 different guitar takes at once, and you can just go through and choose your favorite. Cool. We're going to get the really slow attack and really short release. I might try and put it into an auto filter. Usually it'd be better for like an enveloper. It's a nice way of like, it's a nice way to sort of, I don't even know what I'm going to say. I'm just trying to talk because I've been in a bit of a slump. So I'm not going to talk. I want to answer some questions. What's my favorite song? Oh God, I have no idea. Is the Apollo worth the money? Yeah, definitely. Man, can anyone tell me how he strayed in that automation 10 minutes ago? The struggle is real. Yeah. What do you mean? You just draw 2 points and then you... Is that what you mean? What plugins would you say are essential when first looking to get some? I'd say sound toys. I'd say it's always better to get the creative plugins because sound toys can like do a lot of things to your song that... I'll show you an example. You've got sound toys here. Let's get like Crystallizer up. And we have this random sound. This is without the effect. Now if I go here and try and find like maybe keys, reverse guitar solo, MIDI. I mean, that's sort of just delay, but it has lots of other effects that really affect the sound. Cool. Oh, okay, sorry. He said I had manual at first. Okay, I'll show you. So let's go latch. Let's latch this for the sake of just this exercise. Cool. So we've latched it there, right? And we sort of like, that's the drawn in automation. You just want to click the furthest one, click the next one over, and then just draw over it. Do you know what I mean? Then you want to get that diagonal line, just do that. I'm going to delete all that because that's not what I want to do. That's a good way of doing it. Okay, I want to show you something that I saw this video of Jamie Liddell doing it. I think it's so sick. Let's speed up the track maybe to 3 semitones. I'm going to record vocal. You're going to get a bit of a vocal phasing because there's my vocal that you're hearing and then there's also the Logic vocal that you're going to be monitoring. So I can hear this now. I finally can hear myself, but there's going to be a bit of a phasing problem. Don't worry. The world hasn't exploded. No, nobody can catch Let's just say that. Let's have those lyrics. If I believe I cared. I'll try and make a vocal sample out of this. So, here we go. If I believe I cared, I believe I stay home. If I believe I cared, I believe I stay home. Stay home. If I believe I cared. If I believe I cared, I believe I stay home. Stay home. Oh, I can't get that last one. So let's leave it. No, this isn't the Jacob Collier technique. This is Jamie Liddell. He does this. So he records that. Then he'll go down like 4. If I believe I cared, I believe I'll stay home. If I believe I cared, I believe I'll stay home. Cool, let's get one up on the middle range. Okay, 0. If I believe, yeah. If I believe I cared, I believe I'll stay home. If I believe I cared, I believe I'll stay home. If I believe I cared, oh no, we want it to be higher. If I believe, oh shit. If I believe, I believe if I believe I can, I believe I stay home. Oh yeah. Now let's get some more going. Ooh, if I believe I can, I believe I stay home. Okay, let's get some more going. -5 maybe. 5. I believe I can. I believe I stay home. Oh God. Oh, if I believe. I believe I can. I believe I stay home. Stay home. Stay home. Stay home. I believe I stay home. Stay home. I believe I stay home. Don't worry, it's gonna sound weird now, but oh, I believe I stay home. Stay. Believe I stay home. Believe I stay home. Stay home. Believe I stay home. All of this is just to try and make a vocal sample. I know it's ridiculous. We're gonna get there. I believe I can. I believe I stay home. Stay home. But since I can't sing that high, let's do it here. Stay. I believe I can. I believe I stay home. Stay home. I believe I stay home. Stay home. I believe I stay home. Stay. I believe I stay home. Stay. I believe I stay home. Now that's where you can do like runs. I'll show you what I mean. Stay. I believe I stay home. Stay. I believe I stay home. Stay. Stay.
I believe I stay home. I believe I stay home.
Stay.
I believe I stay home.
Cool. Let's go for it. Let's turn this off now. Let's save it. Cool. Let's turn off all this input monitoring. So you guys don't hear any phasing.
I believe I can. I believe I stay home.
What I'm doing now is just randomly panning each thing. Hard. I saw someone just say, is this the Jacob Collier technique again? I mean, if he created panning of the vocals, then potentially. But I can tell you I've been doing this for a long time as well. No, I'm just joking. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Vocal bus. Okay, any questions? Sorry. Sorry guys. It took a while. Can you show us how you mix your vocals? I'm not mixing though, that's the problem. I can show you a little bit of what I do. Okay, I'll do that. I'll try and do a real take and then I'll show you later. How would you reproduce something like this vocals technique live? You can get Vocal Looper that's synced with some sort of clock device. You could have Ableton recording vocal. I have a Chaos pad which can be MIDI synced to any clock. It's really good. What is your preferred vocal mic in the studio? This is a U87. I've run into a Neve clone, but for now I'm just running into the Apollo. Cool. A couple more questions. Sorry guys, I need to be more engaged. I'm so sorry, I'm just trying to get shit done quickly. Someone said, how do you change the BPM and key as well? How can I do this on Ableton and Fruity Loops? There should be something called Very Speed. I know Pro Tools you can't do it. That's a big no for Pro Tools right there. You can, but not as easily as just like mass producing it. Basically, it's like slowing down a song like vinyl. You can slow down the vinyl and it lowers it in pitch. You should have some sort of system. If not, you can get plugins that do it on the master output. Cool. Now. If I believe.
I believe I stay home. If I believe I stay home. If I believe I believe I believe I believe I
I'm just getting the other one. I'm going to try and see if that equals some sort of loop.
If I believe
If I believe
I believe
this can be shortened, lengthened weirdly. It might sound weird.
I believe
Maybe a bit longer.
I believe I believe I believe I believe I believe I believe I believe
Okay. believer, believer, cool, let's go back to what we had.
I believe, I believe,
If I believe, if I believe, yeah.
I believe,
Okay, if I believe I stay home.
I believe I stay home. Oh, stay home.
Stay home.
Stay home. Oh, yeah. Stay home. Oh, yeah.
This is cool,
I
eh?
believe I stay home.
Stay, stay, stay. Ah, yeah.
I believe I stay home. Stay home.
If I believe I stay, stay home. Let's see if we can stretch these out to the one. This is gonna sound risky. Basically, I might just sing it again. Stay. I mean, I could cut on the clap potentially. Like a madness and bars from the city of fire. We're going to go off on a little tangent quickly. You got to try out ideas. Again, I'm just going to play maybe a Rhodes. be, man, that could be the loop. All this crap. That could be the build up, do you know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom. Stay. Yeah, I think that's it. So that'll be one, boom, 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 boom. So yeah, something like that. If it's like, oh god. No, that's got to be double the length. Just a bar of 2 maybe, like the loop could be that. Sorry, I've just totally just scratched the whole beat. It's fine. Let's do it. Let's just record it. Let me just get this looped. Burn over. So basically that's like that E flat will be some sort of like 2-bar loop. Cypher. I don't like that chord. Apologies. That's some lame shit. Why don't you? Okay. So how do I get that high? Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't? Why? Well, yo. Why don't you? Oh God, let's get rid of these. Why don't you? 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 Oh fuck! Just deleted that take. Time alone.
Why don't you? 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 Why don't you?
My fan is going crazy right now. That's what life's about, baby. Why don't you stay? Oh,
Why don't you?
why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you?
Why don't you?
Why don't you?
Why
Why don't you? 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 Okay. Stay, yeah. That could be a short one. That could be like a swell into the drop. Do you know what I mean? Derp. Clap. Now I've got to go through and do that for every single one. Beautiful. Let's join them. Cut that there. Create that on the one and create that on the one. Join all of these folders. Join that there. Delete that there. Basically, I just want to send the message that any idea can happen from anywhere and you should have courage to change everything you've done. That's obviously a different key, so let's sound shift it down 2 tones. Oh, babe, 5 no 4. Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay? That's like Blackstar used to do that so much. Blackstar, the hip hop group with Talib Kweli, Common, and Mos Def, they would have like an extra 2 bars at the end of a turnaround to give that suction like effect. So let's loop this as the main groove. And this vocal thing could just be like, I mean, it's not very sample like because I've been lazy with it, but it's sort of like the reprise or the motif every 16 bars as the band keeps, not the band, as the beat keeps chalking along. So I'll show you what I mean.
I believe
That could be fading in maybe, don't know. Time 11. Yo, what's going on, baby? I ain't seen it forever, so I'm fine. Like, come on, let's do this. Let's do a 1 drop. I need to stack this up so it's right. I'm just gonna do like, why don't you Annoyingly, this is why I hate MIDI. I've got to bounce this in place. You use a swing function or the delay ticks for getting that groove. I think today we just play the groove in. There was no element of dragging or dropping. How often does it happen that you get attached to an idea but it doesn't allow you to move forward, and how do you deal with that? It doesn't happen very often because I'm totally cool, as you can see now, to scrap an idea, to start something new. Why don't you stay? Oh, let me delete all these altar boys. Oh, wait. If you can't hit a note, just go very speed down. mean, that groove's sick. Why don't you stay? Hey, yeah. Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay? I need the click, okay? Why don't you stay? Why don't... Let's just get lows. This is a good tactic. Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you? Then you can just unpack to new tracks. It's just giving you all those takes. Turn them down. Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you? Okay. Okay, so I'll show you that guy how I do my vocal. This is going to be a super rushed version, but just for the sake of showing you my process. So I need to sort of think of something first to sing. I'll just freestyle lyrics. Yeah, I need to hear myself. Hey, oh. Time alone, waking up 5 a.m. up in the morning sun. You come away 5 alone to see it for tomorrow day. Okay. I can't believe it's going wrong, but I don't want to see the things that's happened since been so long. It's been so long. So why don't you were mine, you were king, you were God. What's a thing to a mob? What's a mob to a king? Not believe it, yeah. Don't believe in anything. I'll do one more. So, I wanna see down, you came. So you came. Falling, I always got this soul played down to the minute I'll be gone, but I'll see the sun for a minute. I stay. Tell me all I can't believe it. I see the dawn bright kingdom. Fire burn inside me. Oh, inside me. Why don't you stay? I love that stay tone. I think that's sick. Okay, I'll show you. So you can. First thing you need to do is compress the sharper transients. It can be a faster acting compressor. If you have waves, they have a compressor like this. Logic, sadly, I don't know. It doesn't have one. So you came falling, I always got this soul play. Down to the minute I be gone, I see the sun for a minute, I stay. Don't be afraid to go crazy. It can go up to 6 gain reduction. That's what I like. I know that's crazy with like more traditional stuff. Then you need to go to the other one and get a slow compressor. Hopefully this doesn't crash my computer. Let's see how we go. God. Oh God. Oh no, this is not good. Don't worry, we have it saved. It's absolutely fine. There we go. So slow rate compressor, like this one, can just tame the peaks. Show me, tell me all I can't believe it I see. On this second compressor, you don't want anything more than 3. Again, I'm not an expert, but that's what I like doing. The dawn bright kingdom, fire burn inside me. You came. So then I EQ it. I'll just go over a section. This is my worst frequency. I basically hate 250. I'll show you why. I'll crank it. So you came, falling, I always got this soul play. It's basically just, oh God, it's fat mud that you don't need. Just you need to pinpoint. You can use an analyzer, but I just know it's this area. And down about 4 dB. And then on this one, you want to dynamic compress it, dynamic EQ it, and always take the low end out up to maybe. You can obviously see the audio frequencies are mainly starting about here, and you need to. So this all is pointless and it's getting in the way. Someone said, "What's the difference between a slow and fast rate compressor?" Well, mate, I don't know. I don't really know. I've just watched Jim, my drummer. And, I mean, even sometimes he doesn't use this technique, but you want a fast bouncing compressor to attack the harsher transients. Because you can obviously see the waveform is starkly different. And you need to level out these. So you need to get one that squashes all the big ones really quickly. You can have quick release, even maybe quicker release than that. And then you get a general soft one like this. It's softly gluing everything and softly flattening it even more so the vocal's consistent. Some people like Billie Eilish, she smacks her compression. Someone said, "Do you recommend getting third-party synth plugins or the Logic ones?" No, I would say invest. Arturia have a good package. Interesting. And all of the Spitfire stuff is easily the best synths in the game. They got synths, they got strings, they got the whole library stuff. How do you understand all of the EQ channels? I get so overwhelmed sometimes. Okay, I can talk through it with you. I mean, this is the beautiful thing about FabFilter. You can solo specific frequencies. So obviously this is the lower end, this is the middle, and this is the higher. So you can see that down. It's quite sharp. Another thing you can do is crank the EQ and sweep it across the vocal to see what is really resonant and that sticks out, and just tuck it down a bit. Like that, and just tuck it down, make it really small Q. Tuck it down maybe 4 dB and maybe compress it. Then we do the reverb. We're going to send a full amount to this reverb. We're going to use the UAD reverb. Maybe 1.8 seconds. Let me see what it sounds like first. You need to get rid of all that higher brass shit. So again, and all the mud. You don't need any of the mud in a reverb sound.
So you came for me, I was got the soul play down to the minute happy you came.
Another really cool thing you can do instead of that is send your stuff to a delay first. I think I've got a cool delay. Hopefully it doesn't crash my computer again. Called repeater. Okay. So it's just like a classic.
So you came for hours, got the soul play down to the minute happy you came.
And then that can be sent to the reverb. So that gives you the effect. And then you could maybe, that could be pre-fader.
So you came for the hours, got the soul play down to the minute happy you came. For the hours, got the soul play down.
Someone said, how do you EQ the reverb? You would have to send the reverb to a bus, like I've done here. Then you just put an EQ after the reverb. And then you can, this is the reverb channel. I think I prefer not doing it the delay way. Doing it this way.
So you came for the hours, got.
And then what I would do, so I'm just going to go deep so you can see. I would have a tape delay, just the Logic tape delay, which is fine. Set to 100%. Always roll the low off. Classic. Always got to do it. Maybe like 670. Dotted crotchets. Dotted quavers. And then you would go through and send this via main. Send 3 absolute on words. That would trigger, which would then also go back into the reverb. If that makes sense. So I'll show you.
So you came for the hours, got the soul play.
If I want soul play, 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 I would just send the automation to the delay on these words.
So you came, got the soul play.
But maybe I don't need that much feedback.
Hours, got the soul play down to the minute happy you came. So you came, got the soul play down to the minute happy you came. For the hours, got the soul play down to the.
Okay, cool. So what a pre-fade does, someone just asked how can a pre-fade function work? What that does is, let's go back to this delay. You're able to send the signal of this delay even though you can't hear the fader. Okay, so you're pre this fader. What post-fade means is, or post-pan or whatever, is that you're sending the delay. However, it could be really quiet depending on where this fader is. So if you want this delay to be quiet, you can turn it right down and then they won't really be sending to the reverb. However, if you want this delayed signal to go to the reverb without you hearing the delay signal, so you're basically delaying a reverb, if that makes sense, you would do pre-fade. But again, that tactic is not really used in my workflow. Okay. Okay, let's go through and find out spots to hit this delay.
So you came for the hours, got the soul play down to the minute.
Also, what's cool is I like when a delay is in stereo. That could have been a, so you can sample delay it slightly.
Hours, got the soul play down.
But it's getting the S.
The soul play, soul. The soul play, soul play. The soul play, soul.
What I did there was just take out the automation on the S. You can tell that's an S. Okay.
Soul play down to the minute. I be gone when I see the sun for a minute. I stay. Ooh,
this would be like wet, you know.
Show me, tell me all I can't believe it. I see the dawn bright kingdom, fire burn, burn, burn.
But this is what I'll do. I'd go through, listen to my vocal.
Fire burn, fire burn inside me. Oh, inside me.
Now let's quickly get that other section that we liked. I think it was over here somewhere. This one. So, okay, this is going to be complicated. I just have to show you the process. I want that to be the chorus. I'm just going to delete everything. Where's the chorus? It could come here. Okay, so what we can do is, I know I've cut that there. We can get this all the way up to that moment, and we can just cut the section. Okay, so it's going to drop.
Oh, inside me.
And that's the chorus. It sounds weird now, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe let's make it 8.
Oh, inside me. Oh, inside me. Okay. Inside me.
Yeah.
You burn all my time. Ooh.
Oh God. So let's get this piano back up.
Oh, inside me.
God, I don't like that. Let's just do it for now. What the fuck just happened? I'm just gonna bounce it in place. We got to get Tom Misch on this shit. That's like Dwelle, isn't it? Dwelle's a goat, man. He's seriously the greatest. Okay, let's get like a chorus in to show you the work process, and then we'll probably call it a wrap. Okay.
Oh, side me. Take it back home with you and I. Second floor, minute 5 hours.
Take. I'm just gonna do some gibberish. Don't judge me. Taking back. I'm taking you back home. I'm just gonna deactivate these. Taking back home with. Taking back. I'm just gonna jam for a second. Oh, taking back home with you and I. We've been love, picking up falling in love with you, falling in love with you. Taking back home with finding love face, taking back my wall, taking back you, you and I never see you coming back, taking back forward. You and I never see you coming back, taking back on my. You and I never see you coming back, taking back forward. You and I never see you coming back, taking back forward. Okay, it's fine. Taking back you. I'm just gonna freestyle over that. Taking back you. You and I never see you coming back, taking back forward. You and I never see you coming back, taking back on taking back on I'm gonna get a take. I'm gonna get a real take. Taking back you and I never see you coming back, taking back forward. You and I never see you coming back, taking back home. You and I never see you coming back, taking back forward. You and I never see. Okay, let's get 2 more of those. Taking back for you and I never see you coming back. Taking back for you and I never see you coming back. Taking back for you and I never see you coming back. Taking back forward. You and I never see you coming back. Taking back home. You and I never see you coming back. Taking back forward. You and I never see you coming back. Okay, we've got 2 of those there. We're gonna unpack the new tracks. Delete that shit. Okay, this is the classic J-Rack sound from the early days, where I would like, oh god, coming up one ear. Hello. Okay. Taking back for taking back for you and I never see you coming back, taking back forward. You and I never see you coming back, taking back home. You and I never see you coming back, taking back forward. You and I never see you coming back, taking back home. You and I never see you coming back, taking back forward. You and I never see you coming back, taking back home. You and I never see you coming back, taking back forward. You and I never see you coming back, taking back forward. You and I never see you coming back, taking back forward. You and I never see you coming back, taking back home. You and I never see you coming back, taking back forward. You and I never see you coming back. So I just did 3 takes. I can unpack 2 new tracks. So all those 3 takes I just did. That's what's called take recording or something like that. I don't have a fancy name for it. Let's put the middle one with the compressor on it. And maybe that. Taking back from you and I never see you coming back. So what I did was I just did 3, 1 left and right. Turn the left and right ones down a little bit. Taking back from you and I never see you coming back. Really cool trick I like doing. Let's send these to a bus of which we put the enveloper on, and it can get that classic short delay. Taking back from
You and I never see coming back. Taking back forward. You and I never see coming back. Taking back forward. You and I never see coming back. Taking back forward. You and I never see coming back. Taking back forward. You and I never see coming back. Taking back forward. You and I never see.
And then basically it would go back into the verse, which is there. It could be two verses. It could be like a rapper. So let's repeat that section because I know that's the loop I want. And then it goes into this verse again. Do you know what I mean? Let's listen from the top. Let's take that verse out. I'm going to smack this with a limiter, so beware, turn your speakers down. Just so it's louder. Do you know what I mean? Basically, that's gang, so you'd need to like, hold on.
Oh, side me, oh, side me. Taking back you and I never see coming back. Taking back.
Wait, delay there.
Oh, side me. Oh, side me. Taking back. Oh, side me. Taking back forward. You and I never see coming back. Taking back forward. You and I never see coming back. Taking back forward. You and I never see coming back. Taking back forward. You and I never see faded. Sound like a serotonin, okay, I'm on the bed. It's like I'm in a phone, made a count, wait, I'm on bed. Never send me home with us, okay, I'm on set. Like, wait, I'm on the beat, I'm on shaking like they never seen me open. You never seen the freak on, cemetery to cry, the people on that frequency through the microphone. Let's read it on home. Wait down, send the waist slap, put on my sleeve, slap by like. See, that gap's cool. Wait down, send the waist slap, put on my sleeve, slap by. I mean, the rap is horrible. But it would be like this, you know. Let's put lower latency mode off. Do the microphone, let's read it on home. Send the bass slap, put on my sleeve, slap by like. Tell me all, I can't believe it. Hey, anyway. Jim McRae, we've been talking about Jim McRae. Shout out to Jim McRae for joining the chat. Welcome. Everybody, I think that's all we got for time. We started off with an idea and we totally went somewhere else. But that's the beauty of music. That's the beauty of love. And that's the beauty of hip hop. Okay, let's listen to a comp with that rap included. Okay, let's listen to the whole take. Here we go. Someone said, what's MIDI chase? By the way, ask your questions now.
and I'll answer it at the end of this take for about 5 minutes, if that's cool. Ask as many questions as you now, and I'll get to you. Don't worry.
So you came for the hours, got this soul play down to the minute. I'll be gone when I see the sun for a minute. I stay. Tell me all I can't believe it. I see the dawn ride kingdom. Fire burn inside me. Oh, serve me. Take it back for a ride. You and I never see coming back. Take it back for a ride. You and I never see coming back. Take it back for a ride. You and I never see coming back. Take it back for a ride. You and I never see fader. Sound like a serotonin, okay, them on the man. It's like I'm in a form, better count, waiting on bed. Never seen me home with that, okay, no one said. Like, wait upon the beat, upon the shaking like they never seen over the you never seen the freak on, cemetery to cry, the people on, old man frequency through the microphone. Let's read it run home. Send the bass slap, put on my sleep, slap by like. Tell me all I can't believe it.
So I gotta stop it there. That could be like a call and response in the second half of that of that verse. Hold on a second. What have I just done? Blimey.
All I can't.
Send the beat. Hold on a second. Yeah, this going to the last chorus could be like a call and response. Here we go again for the rap verse.
Fader.
Sound like a serotonin, okay, them on the man. It's like I'm in a form, better count, waiting on bed. Never seen me home with that, okay, no one said. Like, wait upon the beat, upon the shaking like they never seen over the you never seen the freak on, cemetery to cry, the people on, old man frequency through the microphone. Let's read it run home. Phone, let's read it run home. Send the bass slap, put on my sleep, slap by like.
Tell me all I can't believe it.
Bass slap, put on my sleep, slap by like. We got to do it.
Tell me all I can't believe it. Tell me all I can't believe it. Tell me all I can't believe it. Tell me all I can't believe it. Tell me all I can. Tell me all I can't believe it. Tell me all I can't believe it. Tell me all I can. Tell me all I can't believe it. Tell me all I can't believe it. Tell me all I can. Tell me all I can't believe it. Tell me all I can't believe it. Tell me all I can't believe it. Tell me all I can't believe it.
So this is like the call and response, you know what I mean? So the rap is going like, hey, I like it, you know? Anyway, let's go from the rap verse one more time to hear some context. Waist slap, put on my sleep, slap by like.
Tell me all I can't believe it.
Waist slap, put on my sleep, slap by like.
Tell me all I can't believe it.
Waist slap, put on my sleep, slap by like.
Tell me all I can't believe it.
Waist slap. No, I think that'd be, he'd be rapping again there. There'd only be two of these. So I'll just punch that in, okay?
Tell me all I can.
Tell me I can, like a man, I'm hot like Shazam, J-Rax, no the plan. Walk around the streets like Shazam, Satan, moon like the moon, just like a fan.
Take it back for a ride. You and I never see coming back. Take it back for a ride. You and I never see coming back. Take it back for a ride. You and I never see coming back. Take it back for a ride. You and I never see.
That could be the end. Okay, now let's do one more listen. Keep asking the questions. I'll get to all of them, trust me. I'll try to, at least.
So just faded.
Sound like a semitone, okay, them on the man. Like when the form better can't wait them on bed. Never seen me home with that's okay, no one said. Like wait up on the beat, the phone take a night to never seen go from the you never seen the freak on cemetery to cry, to keep along. Old man frequency through the microphone. Let's lead us on home. Send the waist slap, put on my sleep, slap by like.
Tell me all I can't believe it.
Waist slap, put on my sleep, slap by like.
Tell me all I can't believe it.
You tell me I can like a man, I'm hot like Shazam, J-Rax know the plan. Walk around the streets like Shazam, Satan. Moonlight could almost like a fan.
Oh, take it back for a while. You and I never see coming back. Take it back for a while. You and I never see coming back. Take it back for a while. You and I never see coming back. Take it back for a while. You and I never see.
Cool. So that's that's sort of the basics of bare bones. What I would do there is I would probably get some flute. I would re-record this piano. I would think about different drum variation. I'd obviously write lyrics, send it to a rapper, guitars. There's so many more layers. This is just the bare bones skeleton of what a song could be. And yeah, so I'm going to go ask you guys some questions. I'm going to go to some questions now. What's your favorite color? Blue. What song took the longest to produce? Oh, probably... God. Rolling Into One. I joined pretty late. Are you going to save this live stream? Yes, it's going to be saved. Sorry. Can you do a hair reveal? Sadly not. Not revealing my hair for a while. What's a good VST effects to DL? VST effects? Do you mean like plugins to use? Sound toys. Fairly cheap. Very, very worth it. Lots of presets for people that don't know how to get your way around them. How's London for upcoming musicians and artists? It's amazing. It's an amazing place. Lots of stuff happening. Lots of amazing places to be. Lots of amazing stuff to listen to. Lots of artists to be friends with. It's a beautiful place. How do you use VariSpeed in your production? Very easily. So you go here, you right click up here, customize control bar and display, click VariSpeed there. Okay, and then all you're going to need to do is set a percentage, and you want it to be VariSpeed and pitch, not speed only, VariSpeed and pitch. For example, then you can do it by tune, you can do it by tempo. So if you're like a DJ wants to remix at 120 BPM, let's have a listen, see what it sounds like.
Like it almost like a fan. Take it back for a you and I never see coming back.
Raise your hands, people.
You and I never.
So that's how you could do it like that. You could do it by detuning and doing it via like, oh, I want to sing this 3 tones lower. So you just write -3. -34 would be insane. This is going to sound sick. I just know it's going to sound sick. Sick. That's how you do it. And then to turn it off, usually there's enough room over here, but my screen's too small, so I just type 0. Or you could like press VariSpeed off there. Okay. Why is the bus actually called like that? Pure curiosity. Because it's maybe helping you travel somewhere with sound. Damn, that's terrible. Do I write all my lyrics? Yeah, I do. Except for this song called Signs, which Frida Toure wrote. Frida's the singer of Native Dancer. How many people ask you about Thomas a day? I would say 2 to 3 people message me, heard me through a Thomas track, or they compare me to Tom. Or I'm like, I heard someone say once that Tom's like a bright day at the beach and Jordan's like a sad day contemplation in his room. Cool. How about all plugged in VNT? Well, someone just said, do you usually send all the drum channels to a kick snare bus, or do you send them separately? Well, like I said, I don't really mix my stuff on that professional up level when we got live drums. What we usually do, what Jim usually does, but that I've learned, is that you send a kick to a kick bus. You send all the different snare mics to a snare bus. You send the overhead room mics, all the other stuff to like another bus. And then you send all those 3 buses to a drum bus, which you can then process again. but you want to have more control under each thing. Someone said nothing. Biggest influence would be lots of people: D'Angelo, Jeff Buckley, Fat Freddy's Drop, Bob Marley, Stevie Wonder. What is my UAD or Apollo interface? It's an Apollo X4 quad core. What chord is this in? It's sort of in E flat minor, then it goes to C minor, but the bass line stays in C minor, but I go to a B flat minor chord. You can always do that, by the way. You can play a minor bass line and go down a tone and play the same chord. It'll sound like cool and out. Name of the bass. The bass is a Squier bass from the 80s. Squire's got like a bad connotation, but it's actually amazing quality. Bought it in Camden. Any tips to practice piano? I'd learn songs that you love and you'll develop song chord charts. Do you use any vocal plugins for pitch effects? Yeah, Soundshifter is the one on Waves. Soundshifter is my favorite. How can you get a non-artificial bass sound without a bass guitar? Very easily. Record a guitar, then pitch it down, roll the tops off. That way you get natural playing and you get the string sound, but it'll sound natural. That's what Tom Misch has been doing in his quarantine sessions, I think. Alternatively, you could do synth bass, but the velocity is very important. The B section of Eye to Eye, how did that come about? Do you mean the outro, or do you mean the boom boom da boom boom da boom da? If you're referring to that, pardon me everyone. That song, all the way up to about 3.5 minutes, I wrote on a guitar in the park. And then that piano chord outro thing, Alpha Mist drove that. He wrote that chord idea, and we took it from there. How do you get to understanding all the EQ channels? Not entirely sure what you mean, because EQ is one thing, but I'll try and explain with something that's more of like a... I don't really use those sort of ones. Maybe single band channel EQ. I mean do you mean like these channels, like frequency bands? This is higher range. I sort of answered that before. You could go back and watch the video. No, someone said, do you record your albums at your house? No, I usually do this at a studio with like proper stuff. I'm just trying to show you how to do in-the-box productions. What's the name of the chorus repeater you used? It is called... this is the company, D6 Group Audio Software. It's called Repeater. It's really good. Okay. Someone said only problem with Fat Freddy's is how long every intro takes. I mean, they're not played for radio. It's about immersion into the music. What are the verses and the lyrics of the bridge? I'm just scatting. How usually do you think songs? How do you design A, B parts? As you see, I just totally wing it. Does Ninja Tune still cover Fink? Yep, Fink's still on the label. I think Logic's easier than Ableton. Someone just asked, is it easier? What's your vocal chain? Would you rather have expensive plugins on a cheap mic or expensive mic with cheap? Expensive mic always capture the sound best with every instrument. And then, but my chain is a U87 going into a BAE 1073 clone. Amazing preamp. It's a beautiful sound. And then I just go into my UAD. So the preamp's pretty important. A good mic's important. And then the rest can sound okay. Because, I mean, if I turn off all this effects, it should still sound okay. Wait a moment. Never send me home and that's okay. Go on.
Down to the minute I'll be gone, but I see.
That's just the mic. Do you know what I mean? Have you heard Jared Lawson? Yeah, he's sick. Jared Lawson's amazing. Crazy keyboard player. Jordan, may I ask you, what's your... Yeah. Lovely. I think that's everyone. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll catch each other again next week, 4 p.m. GMT. I do this every week. Come join me again. We'll try and make another song. we'll go for an upbeat song next week. Why not? Thanks everybody. See you later.